If you knew you were enough, what would your life look like? What would love look like? This is the Enough Factor broadcast, where we're redefining what makes you enough in life and in love. Now here's your host, Suzette.
Hello everybody, it's your life coach and relationship solutionist Suzette, and welcome to my Enough Factor podcast. Each week I endeavor to help you to amplify 3 critical factors of enoughness. They are your voice, your value, and your vision. What I found is when those factors are amplified, you have a more fulfilling and satisfying experience of yourself and of your relationships. And so each week, my episodes are to empower you, to help you to get underneath the skin, to what I have called LIDS, which is an acronym for limiting beliefs or limitations, ideologies, disconnects, and stories. Those are the things that hinder you and keep you from having the experience of love that you desire. And I want to talk about who you listen to. One of the things that I had to learn was you have to be careful who you listen to. Somebody once said, it's not what people call you, it's what you answer to. Same thing. You have to be very careful who you listen to when you have a soul desire for something more. The something more being a healthy, loving, satisfying relationship. As good of friends as your friends may have been through the years, sometimes your friends can be the very persons that give you bad advice. I remember I had to make a decision. I had met my husband. However, it was too early and our relationship was too new for me to be a shoulder for my girlfriends who were going through bad relationships. It was hard anyway, but I thought that part of being a good friend was being someone your friends could come to, that they could talk to you when they were hurting, or that they could share with you whatever was causing them frustration and discomfort. We have made people dumping on us a sign of friendship. Because you're my friend, I should be able to call you at 2 or 3 in the morning and dump on you. It took me some years, but I soon wrote a new definition. Friendship should not require that I suffer in order to remain your friend. And it was causing me to suffer. Very few people I know are not affected by what they hear. It's an exchange of energy. You don't believe me? Think about the time you felt really, really good. You felt so wonderful. And somebody called you with some gossip. I call it low vibration conversation. And when you got off the phone, you may not have felt the weight of it immediately, but your joy went down a couple of notches. And I say this because I understand. They were the person that you talked to when you were going through relationship struggles. They were your go-tos. They were your ride or die. They were your friends. But now you found someone and you can actually see possibility. You can actually entertain the thought that, you know what, this guy might be worth my time. He might be the very person I've been hoping for, wishing for, and praying for. One of the insights I had to gain is when something is new, it's vulnerable. And if we've not had a good relationship, those muscles supporting our relationship, they're weak. We know how to respond in the familiar way with fear and suspicion, but we don't know how to respond in a healthy way. We have to strengthen that weak area. And one of the things I had to do was put some distance between me and what I allowed people to pour into me. It was tough. But when you have a vision, when something stands up inside of you and recognizes that somebody that you're with has the potential, there is a comfort that you have for this relationship, and you want to see where it goes, and you want to give it the best chance of remaining viable, then you have to put distance between you and anything that might hinder your ability to participate in that way. You have to. Because what you hear, it sticks. How many of you have been talking about a guy and then your friend says, I don't know about that, Suzette. Because you know what? So-and-so let a man do this, and guess what? He left her. He left her for the girl at the job. And you don't think that settles inside of you. I know you don't. Not initially, because you said, well, no, I don't think that's what this is. Or, well, no, you know. And you think of something broader, another perspective. And that friend is like, well, okay. Well, you know men lie. I've learned you can't trust a man. That kind of stuff sticks. It does. And I had to realize that when I listened to that kind of speech, even if I was in environments where I heard that kind of talking, that kind of negativity, that the aura of it would stay with me. And the next thing you know, something that wouldn't have bothered you, now it becomes an issue. And you find yourself becoming nitpicky about things that you normally wouldn't even think about. You normally wouldn't even think about it. But here you go, acting suspiciously toward him, and he's looking at you like you got 6 heads. Because he's confused. Like, we were getting along just fine. Where did all these questions and doubts and fears and where did all this come from? Don't let people that don't have a healthy relationship pour into you about yours. Don't let them do it. I don't care whether it's your family member, your best girlfriend, or even another relationship coach or expert. Don't let them fill you with toxicity. It's toxic for you. It hinders your ability to fully participate in a healthy way. It hinders your ability to enjoy the person. You see one thing and all of a sudden what that person said to you, even if you don't remember the words, that energy is still there and you start acting differently. I had someone who's married. She started calling me, telling me what her husband was doing that was annoying her. When really the real issue was what she needed to really be focusing on and talking to her husband about. And that's usually what's happening. The things that we get all bent out of shape about are usually only symptoms. There is a deeper, more profound issue that is tearing at you and annoying you and frustrating you. And instead of talking about that issue, you'd rather argue, complain, or make jokes about symptoms. Suffice it to say, I told her, I said, listen, I can't hear this. This isn't funny to me. She said, well, it's funny to me. I said, well, it's not funny to me. And I didn't go into detail, but the reason it wasn't funny to me is because I know words have energy. And I'm just like, wait, you've been married longer than me. So maybe to you it is funny because you know you ain't going to leave him. You love him and you got it like that. But I'm new to this marriage. I didn't have as much time to learn relationship skills as maybe she learned in her marriage, because a lot of times when people get married early, they grow together. But it's a more difficult lift when you get married later in life. And especially if over your years you've had failed attempts at relationships, a divorce or multiple divorces. Like in my situation, I have to work extra hard to overcome some of the habits, the old mindsets about relationships. I have to deal with that. And those old mindsets have had a long time to settle in snugly in my brain and in my experiences. So it takes a little bit more effort for me to hold fast to my commitment to show up fully in this relationship. So in other words, I didn't have the strength or the inner fortitude to keep hearing negative stuff without it affecting my ability to show up favorably and openly and honestly and willingly in my own relationship. There are many people who are married today that tell you the reason they are is because they keep people out of their relationship. They don't allow folks to fill them with doubts. They don't allow it. They're not around negative women that sit around and talk about their husbands, women that sit around and complain. They're not around those kinds of people. And there are relationships I walked away from, and I don't regret walking away from a single one. Not a single one. Because toxicity is contagious. And I had to protect the vision that I had to be in a healthy, loving relationship. I had to protect it. And there's some people to this day that think badly of me because I made that decision. But something stood up in me and said, this is not going to be me. Getting together with your girlfriends, and instead of sharing excitement and enthusiasm for life, you're talking about your difficulties with men. I didn't want to stay in that club. That's one club I did not want to be in. I didn't want to be in these debates between men and women over relationships, because those conversations affected me too. It leaves you confused because you don't know what to do. You don't know how much is too much and how much is too little. You just don't know. And so you waffle back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you just don't know what to do. You don't know which way to go. I had enough of that. I had enough of it. My vision for myself was more. It was more. I needed something more. And so I had to start changing. And now I have to say, this is not all my friends, because I have friends who are very supportive of my relationship. They've seen me and my husband together. They've been there watching the relationship develop. And they whisper to me, Suzette, y'all are good together. These were single girlfriends and married ones that saw that special something. They saw it. You have to be careful who you share things with, who you listen to. There's some of you out there who are suffering in your marriages. You're suffering because you had a big argument with your husband. You went and cried on the shoulders of your family. You came back, you forgave him, but your family can't get past it. And now he's having to suffer. You have to be careful who you listen to. You have to be careful who you share things with. It can't be a misery loves company. It can't be, I need somebody on my side. Because it's only our hurt feelings and our hurt ego that tries to get somebody on our side. When you have a bigger vision, you don't want to stop at having somebody on your side, even if you don't understand what's going on. You still are careful who you talk to, because you realize words carry power. Using a metaphor, the issue between your husband might be painful as heck, but it ain't nothing but a hangnail. But if you talk to the wrong person, they'll have you cutting off your whole finger to get rid of the pain, when really all you had to do was deal with the hangnail and everything would have been fine. And see, unhealthy relationships will cause you to catastrophize everything that happens. You look at everything that happens as something really, really, really big. That's all you know is high alert. That's all you know. That's all you know. And that's why I say the skills that you learn in the bad relationship, even the skills that got you out of the bad relationship, are not sufficient to keep you in a good one. They will sabotage your good relationship. They will sabotage your ability to participate and to creatively work with that other person, to figure things out in a way that leaves the two of you more in love. But you have to put a distance. I know I'm talking to somebody. Your bond with people who are giving you contrary responses is about to cause you to sabotage what would normally be a great relationship. I'm telling you, you got to switch your friends up. You got to switch your friends up. Because even when you invariably have a difficulty, because you will, there's no way you can be in a relationship and not confront something that's going to evoke a power struggle of some kind. And if you don't understand that, then when you feel like your feelings are hurt, or whatever story you make up in your head about whatever difference the two of you have, you'll run back to what's familiar. You'll run back to these set of friends or whatever your influencer is. And your hurt feelings will eat up. Yeah, it's his fault, girl. Don't make me have to take off my earrings. Honey, we got something for him. He better get himself together. You know, you'll hear people say stuff like that, and it sounds really cool. We got your back, girl. Because you right. He shouldn't be doing this. And girl, you right. And And don't he realize it's just, and don't you, and they say all this stuff. Hype you up. But it's not doing anything to help the two of you Get out of your feelings and really work through the issue. And those people can't help you. They can't help you because they haven't cultivated healthy relationship patterns and healthy skills. They haven't replaced old tapes, their old toxic views of relationships. They haven't replaced their limiting beliefs. So how can they help you? They can't. All they will do is make it worse. Because maybe your frustration level was only at a 3. And if you had gone to the right place, they would have calmed you, given you another perspective, and you would have gone back home more open and more willing to work through whatever difference you have. But you went to people that bumped it up to a 10. Now, what was only a 3 level of discomfort is at a 10, and you ready to come in and bob your head and wag your finger and give him an ultimatum. And a 10 is harder to come back from. A level 10 relationship argument is harder to come back from than a level 3. And your unhealthy friends, their energy, their input emboldened the unhealthy part of you. And now it's a hot mess. And interestingly, they're the ones that call, how did it go, girl? What did you say to him? Da, 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 da. And they want to get updates so they can pour even more. Well, I get he said that, but I don't know. That just sounds like he just talking. Nah, girl. No. Don't let him off the hook that easy. I'm telling you what I had to learn. You don't have the strength to ignore what these people are saying. The roots in your relationship are not deep enough yet to ground you. You are not to a place where you will not be affected. And you're not at a place where you can hear other people's relationship issues, problems, concerns, angst, whatever. And so I had to put some boundaries there. And I'm glad I did. I like myself better. I'm more calm. And because I've had enough time cultivating healthy relationship habits and cultivating a healthy relationship mindset, when my husband and I have problems that we feel like we're at an impasse, we know the healthy place to go. We go to a therapist. Why? Because it helped us before. It helped us before to get more clear. And it helped us to find that we were each other's solution, not each other's problem. But we never would have known that we could be each other's solution if I had hung around those influences. Like I said, it could be family. It could be your best girlfriends. It could be your hanging buddies. It could be your preacher. It don't matter. Something inside of you lets you know when something just does not seem right to you. I used to listen to the preacher at my church talk about submission. And every time they talk about submission, something inside of me would be like, And the church world would say, girl, that's just you being rebellious. That's just that devil in you that don't want you to hear the truth. That was the response of my authentic truth. Because my authentic truth does not believe in one-sided submission. To me, submission is support. My authentic truth believes that mutual submission is a practice. That when I have the ball, my husband says, run with it, baby. I support you. Because you got this. This is your play. You're good. You're good with money, or you're good with this, or you're good with that. I'll toss the ball to you. And when he's better at something, I toss the ball to him and I support him. To me, submission is support. It's not slavery. It's support. It's supporting out of a regard for that person, their ideas, their creative solution. We practice mutual submission. When we get ready to go to a restaurant, he doesn't always pick the restaurant. He'll say, baby, where do you want to go? And I'll tell him. And sometimes I'll say, baby, I don't have anything really in mind. Wherever you go, I got you. Sometimes he takes me out. Sometimes I take him out. Sometimes he washes the dishes. Sometimes I wash the dishes. Sometimes he makes the bed. Sometimes I make the bed. We partner together, and our roles are very fluid. It's whoever has the time, whoever has the smarts, whoever has the plan. If it sounds like a good plan, we submit to it and we hold each other accountable to it. He's a great partner. He's a great partner. But the thing that I love about authentic truth, it's automatic. Your insides automatically know what doesn't belong. It automatically, there's something inside of you that automatically repels what doesn't belong to you. Automatically. It'll say, that don't sound right. No, that don't feel right. No, that doesn't fit. But because we have the toxic rearing of pushing past it and not regarding it, we cause ourselves to suffer. And I'm learning to align myself with it, to trust it. Even if I don't have all the facts, when something inside of me goes, it's really resistant. It's a gut resistance. It's not a blind resistance. It's not I don't even want to hear the truth. It isn't that. It's not denial. But it's like it comes from a wiser part of you that knows what's for you and what's not for you. And for me, the teachings of submission that I heard all my life in church, something inside of me just kept resisting it. And I heard it all my life. But something inside of me resisted it. It's like, And sure, I had to grow to the point of understanding why. But what I'm learning, I should say, is to not override it. Instead, to ask God, to ask the universe, show me why something inside of me is rejecting this. Show me why it doesn't fit. Show me what my authentic response is. Show me what would help me. Show me what my definition is. Help me to find my definition. And help me to be firm in that. To connect with the authentic truth there. And let the roots go deep enough that I can't be talked out of it. That I'm very clear, doesn't work for me. So that in my dating life, I don't invite something that I should not even want or accept anyway. That it's just not right for me. A man that always feels the need to tell me what to do, that ain't a good fit for me. It's not a good fit for me. I don't care what other areas he might be wonderful in. I know I will not be happy. It will cause me to suffer great frustration to be with someone who has a parent complex and sees me as so less than him that he's got to tell me everything to do. That's why, ladies, it's so important to get clear about those kinds of things. Get clear. If your relationship brings up something that confuses you, go somewhere you can get clarity for it. So you don't end up submitting to something that you were never supposed to submit to. Allowing toxicity and drama and frustration into your life when your authentic truth is on the side of peace. Finding someone you can be at peace with. Don't let hell in your house when you could have peace. Don't let your unhealthy mindset cause you to accept something that your authentic truth rejects. When your authentic truth rejects something, it's not a signal to you to just try harder. To force feed it, to force it to accept it just because you think the guy is cute. Or to force yourself to accept it because the sex is good. If he's not right for you, he's just not right for you. And it's better for you to discover that before you give away more than you can afford to lose. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. And I have it on good authority that I'm good at it. Yeah, I am. Not just from clients that I've coached, but because of the transformation in my own life. Because I found that you can have peace and have a man. That being in a love relationship is not the recipe for drama and complication. That you can find someone that you have chemistry, connection, and communion with that can take your peace to another level, your joy to another level. Well, that's it. And just in case nobody's told you, or just in case the way you have been treated in relationships has caused you to question it, I want to set the record straight and to tell you that you are worthy, you are worth it, you are more than enough. Bye now.
You have just listened to the Enough Factor podcast with your host, Suzette Vernon. To get notified of new episodes or to dig deeper into today's topic, become a subscriber. And while you're at it, tell us how we're doing and what topics you're interested in. We appreciate your feedback and your reviews. Until next time, remember, you are worthy, you are worth it, you are enough.